Good morning, everyone. My name is Alicia, and I'm going to be giving the webinar today. Please, if you have any questions during the webinar, go ahead and type your question in the question and section answer, and I'll try to answer as we go along. Today, we're going to see what you can find and what you can do in the overview of a property. When you do a search in ReiFax and you get your results, you are able to access the overview of the property. Each property has an overview, and in the overview you'll find all the information related to the property. Let's do a little search and see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go to search. Let's do Broward. I'm going to search for sale, pre-foreclosed, that's the single family. Okay, so I have Broward for sale, pre-foreclosed single family. Let's put here tax delinquency. That way I will have more information in the overview. Tax amount. Let's put just 100, so there is some type of tax delinquency. Okay, I'm going to click on search and see what we come up with. Okay, here I have my results. All these properties are for sale, are pre-foreclosed, have some sort of tax delinquency on them. And how do I see the overview of the property? Once I'm here in my results, all I have to do is click anywhere on the line where I have the property, and that will take me to the overview. This is the overview of my property. Here I have the information on the property. In this case, since this one is active, it will tell me how many days on the market it has, the type of property, bedrooms and bathrooms, square footage, year it was built. This one has a pool. Here it will show me market value. The ReiFax value is what ReiFax has as market value as default. I'll show you how that is calculated in a little. If I keep going down, I'll see details. In the details, I have public records information, lot size, build year, single family, the folio number, number of bedrooms, subdivision, the county, legal descriptions, sales history, and down here I see owner's information. If you have professional dialer, if your account professional dialer, you'll have on this side the owner's relatives phone. That is any phone number that is registered under the address of this property. That would be the first tab. You see here, these are different tabs with different information. I'll go to listing details. Listing details is available for those of you that have activated your realtor's permission. That is, if you provide us with a realtor's license number, we will activate additional information, additional features in your account. In that case, in properties that are listed for sale in MLS, you will have access to direct information from the MLS, and that's what we have here. However, if you do not have a realtor's license that you can provide us, don't worry, you'll still have access to information. You will have this button here. With this button, I can click that and it will take me to realtor.com or IDX, and there I will have more information on the property. Let's close this and go back to ReiFax. Okay, that would be listing details. Remember, this tab will only be available for properties that are active for sale. Then I have comparables. The comparables is where the system will take the information to calculate market value. By default, the system will look for properties within a 0.5-mile radius that are 10% more or less the same square footage as the property that I'm looking at, and that have been sold in the last 12 months. That's the default parameters to calculate market value. And based on those default parameters, the system calculates, and this is what it gets. So as I said before, the ReiFax value that appears here is what the market value calculated based on those preset parameters. However, if you want, you can change these parameters to adapt more to whatever you want to show. For example, as I said, the default is 12 months. You can change it to 6 months. In this case, this property has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, although most of them have pretty much the same. However, there is these ones that have 2.5. I could take those off and recalculate. Let me show you how to, if it's only that I want to eliminate, all I would have to do is uncheck those ones. But I'm going to show you how to use the filter. Here on the top, I have this funnel icon that says filter. And here I can change those default parameters. I can change the distance. As I told you, by default, the system uses 0.5-mile radius. You can put it up to 2-mile radius or reduce it. I'm going to leave it as it is. Gross area, as I said, and living area, as I said, this by default, the system will look for properties 10% more or less the same square footage. Year built, this one was built in 1998. You can change that property. There is no parameters, preset parameters as far as year built. But if you want properties that were built in the same range of years, you can use this filter. Then you have closing date. As I told you, the default is 12 months. You can change it. Let's change it to 6 months. This one has a pool. So let's put properties that only have pool. Yes. And I click on filter. That will rearrange my, oh, actually it took everything out. So let's take this pool filter. I'm sure that is what messed everything up. Yes. None of the properties in the comparables had pool, only this one. So that's why when I put the filter and only give me properties that had pool, it didn't show me any results. So now I have only 3 properties. These are properties that are, again, 10% more or less the same square footage within a 0.5-mile radius. However, these ones were sold in the last 6 months as opposed to the 12 months that I had before. So I select them and recalculate my market value. Actually, it stayed the same. But that's the idea. The idea is that you can play around a little bit with the parameters so you can adapt the market value if you want to show this information to someone, whether it's to get a loan or something, or one of your associates, whatever you want to share the information with someone. This is how you do it. The next tab I have is the active comps. The active comps are properties that are, again, 10% more or less the same square footage within a 0.5-mile radius. The difference is that these properties are active for sale at this moment. Based on these properties, the system calculates the active value. So you have market value calculated based on properties that were sold recently, and active value based on properties that are active for sale at this moment. Again, you can use the filter and change the range, and you can change the number of bedrooms and bathrooms, although these ones have exactly the same number of bedrooms and bathrooms, so there is nothing to do there. The built year is also the same, so there is really not much to change there in the filters. However, you have the option. Next, you have the distress comps. This is for your reference. This way you will know how the properties around the property that you're looking for, how is the finances of the properties around the one that you're actually looking at. This one will show you properties that are in distress, upside down, underwater. That is, for example, I have this one has a market value of 324, and it has a known depth of 365. If you want to see additional information on any of those properties, all you have to do is click on it, and that will take you to the overview of that property with all its information. And then you can go back to the one that you were looking at. This is the one the comparable, the one I just opened that was in my distress comps, and this is the one that I was looking at. This is my subject property. I can either go back to it, click in here, or I can click on the arrow and go back to my comparables. Then I have rental comps. The rental comps will show me properties around the area, again, similar to the one that you're looking at, within a 0.5-mile radius, 10% more or less the same square footage, that are up for rent at this moment. They're rented. This is a regular, my listing for regular rentals. That is, they have a 6 months, 1 year lease, or that type of rents. That is, if your plan is to buy the properties and put it up for rent, this way you will have an idea of what the list price for rent in the area is for regular rentals. Then you have B&B comps. It will give you an idea of the properties that are being rented in the area in as B&B, that is bed and breakfast, that is per day rentals, vacational rentals, however you want to call it. And again, it's for your reference. Maybe you want to buy the property and put it as rent it as an Airbnb property. And this will show you what the additional revenue in the area is and what the percentage of occupancy is. Then I have the foreclosure information. Remember that when I did my search, I one of the filters I activated was the one for pre-foreclosed. So all these properties in my results were pre-foreclosed. So as you see, that's what it shows me here. This is a pre-foreclosed property. It shows me the entry date, file. It has not been sold, auction amount, known debt, the plaintiff. If it was a foreclosed, it will show me the auction date. However, this is a pre-foreclosed. It doesn't have an auction date set up yet. Remember also that when I did my search, I put properties that had some type of tax delinquent. I only put there that they owe at least $100 of tax. That was just an amount there to have the system look for anything that had any type of debt. And this is the information on my tax debt on this particular property. So depending on the information available for the properties, you'll have more or less tabs. You'll have more or less tabs here. If this was a probate, you would have a probate tab here. If it was, if you have professional dialer and have access to open violation information, you would have a tab here for open violation if the property has some type of open violation. So depending on what information is available for the property, you have more or less tabs here with the information of property. I have a question here from Karen. Hi, Karen, how are you? So this property is so upside down will probably be a short sale. Yes, usually properties that are upside down are potential short sales. So yes, that would be a yes for, and my answer would be a yes for that. Okay, so those are the different tabs that I have in my overview. Other things that I have in my overview, if you see up here, I have a set of icons. Let's start from the right. This is my grid view. I can see a list of the, let's go to let's reset my filter. Remember, I changed my comparables, filtering out some things. I'm going to reset it to show you these properties. This is the grid view. That is, I have a list of the properties, but I can also see them in a map. Here I have my subject property. This is the one that I'm looking at right now. That is 16868 Southwest First. This one. And the other ones that were listed, they were in a list right here. Now they're scattered here around on the map. If I click on one of them, I will see the information. So I can switch back to my grid view. Then I have legend. What is the legend? If you see here, this little color circles on the left, they will tell me the status of the property. I can open the legend and see what the color means. In this case, I have these brown ones. Let's look for that. What that means, those are closed sales. That is the logical thing, since this is my comparables, and the comparables are properties that were sold in the last 12 months. So of course, these would be closed sales. These blue ones just tell me that by owner. By owner, the status by owner, what it means is there is no information on this property and MLS. That is, if you want to do any negotiation on any property that is blue, that is by owner, you would have to contact directly the owner to make any type of offer or any type of negotiation. In any case, remember that you have the legend on the top right corner and any of the tabs where there is status circles in any place in the system. You can print it out if you want and have it next to your computer so you can look at it at any moment else. Let's close this. Then I have the calculator. That is what I showed you, that I can select or deselect some of them and recalculate, in this case, my market value, because I'm here in the market value in the comparables where I calculate market value. I can, let's see, for example, I have sold price. I can sort it ascending or descending. And I'm going to select all and deselect this one that's way below the average here and recalculate. Still. Okay, then I have the filters, the little funnels. I already showed you how they work. Those are to change the parameters to calculate market value. I have the filter and the reset. Then I have the Excel, export to Excel. I can export to Excel the lists and my comparables, either comparables, active comparables, distress. I can select them and click on Excel, and that will export this list. Also, I can print it. If you have Platinum, from here, from the overview is where you would be sending your offers, your contract, your offer contract. So this is what this send document is for. However, if you have professional dial, you can also send them from here. Let's say you got your results and you are in the overview of the property and you decide, yes, this is a property I want to make an offer on. Even if you have your follow-up, you can select the property, you have the property here, and you can send the contract directly from here. Once you send the contract from here, and if you have professional dialer, the system will automatically add this property to your follow-up. So don't worry. Yes, the regular procedure is that from results, you select the properties and send them to follow up, and from your follow up, then you go and send the contracts and start doing any work with the property. But in this case, if you are in the overview and you are sure this is a property that you want to make an offer in, go ahead and you can do it from here, and the system will automatically add it to your follow-up, and then you can go to your follow-up and do whatever other steps you do with your property. That is, you can schedule tasks, send emails, text messages, or whatever else you want to do. So yes, from here you can send the offer contract directly. You can also send the property to mailing campaign. That is, if you decide you want to send a regular letter. That is, the mailing campaign is usually used for properties that are off market, that are not listed, and you will not have access to an email to the agent. If you want more information, mailing campaign, please go to our help section in the control panel, or you can watch previous webinars, or remember that you can schedule coachings with us at any moment. Also, remember that you have the chat, this little blue bubble in the bottom left corner, that you can ask any quick questions at any time during the day. We are available from 9 in the morning till 6 in the afternoon. However, if you're working after hours or on weekends, just leave your question there and we'll answer it as soon as we come in the next morning. Deal generator. Well, remember that when you have access, when you subscribe to ReiFax, you get access also to two additional apps that we sell individually. However, as a ReiFax user, you have complete access to them without any additional pay. Deal Generator is an application that is used for what's called driving for dollars. Again, if you want more information on this, go ahead and what you can search in our help section in our webinars, or check out our YouTube channel, and also schedule a coaching whenever you want. Then we have reports. What are these reports? Oh, of course, follow-up. If I want to send the property to my follow-up, I can add it here. And I can also add this comps. Apart from sending the actual property that I'm looking at, let's say I'm looking at this property, but I saw some interesting properties here in the comparables, I can also select them and add those comps to my follow-up. Then I have the reports. From here, from the overview of the property, I can generate several types of reports that are useful for saving information, for sharing the information on this property. My reports, I can print them out, I can save them in the system and have access to them at any moment. I'm going to show you how the first one works, but remember that we have our help videos to show you how the different reports work, what they are about, and how to generate them. But I'm going to show you how this first one works. The PA report is the property analysis report. This one will actually put all the information on the different tabs that I have available here in one neat report that I can print out or share through a link with someone by email. So I just click here and check or uncheck the information that I want in my report. By default, they're all checked. I have the as I told you. What this is the information on the different tabs. I have details, listing details, comparables, active comparables, distress, rental comps, B&B comps, foreclosure, tax debt, and X-ray report. The property analysis report, if you want, will add the X-ray report. That's another report that you can create individually. Again, if you want more information on any of the reports, go ahead to our help section or give us a call. Once you check or uncheck whatever information you want, you click on apply, and that will generate a report. The reports, since they are for you to share information, will put up here your contact information. It will not be identified as ReiFax, it will be identified as yourself up here. Then I have, as I said, the information that I had in my details in the property. Listing details down here. Then I have the comparables, the list of comparables, active comps, rental comps, B&B comps, the foreclosure information, and the tax debt information. This I can print or I can save. Apart from that, I have the DPO report. That's a broker's opinion report that will show me only comparables. Comparables and active comparables. The subdivision report will show me how the market is acting in the different subdivisions in this area. The X also, that's something similar with the X-ray report, and the discount report will show you a report about foreclosure and pre-foreclosed property. So check out those videos, tutorial videos on the different reports so you can know what they are about. Do we have any questions? Remember, type in your question and I'll be happy to answer it. I'm going to do another search. Let's put open violation, yes. I'm going to take off the pre-foreclosed, and if you have too many filters, you'll find that the results are very reduce themselves, because that's the idea, to get exactly what you want. But sometimes you'll come up with nothing if you have too many filters activated. So I have Broward for sale, single family with open violations. I'm going to do this just to show you the open violation tab. Remember, the open violation feature is only available for those of you that have professional dialer. It's not available for professional or platinum. See, now I have open violations. What do I see in open violation? The case type building, in this case, it's a building without a permit, the case number, the property, legal description, LH violation, installing water heater without a permit. Let's go see another one. Unsafe, open, vacant, unguard. Tool reports house unsecure again. So that's what open violations is about. I wanted to show you that. And again, as I said, depending on what information is available for the property, you have more or less tabs. As you see, this one has the open violation tab and it has a mortgage tab. The mortgage tab will show you the mortgage information. If the property has more than one mortgage, you would have mortgage one, and down here you would have mortgage two. The amount here shown is the initial mortgage amount. It will not show you the current amount. The current amount you would see in the known debt. This one doesn't have. Let's open another one to see if we see something else. This is an expired listing. Expired listings are available for those of you that activated the realtor features with a realtor license. If you or one of your associates have a realtor's license, give us a call, give us that license number, and we will activate additional features without any additional cost on your account. So this is an expired listing. So as I said before, depending on the information available for the property, you'll have more or less tabs there. Let's do a search for probates. We haven't seen any probate yet. So let's click on probate, yes, and take off the open violation. And click on search. So this one should have the probate tab. See? Here in the probate tab, I have the information on the probate, the representative. Usually for the representative, I will have his mailing address, and for the attorney, I would have the full contact information, that is email and phone numbers. In case of probates, the attorney would be the one that you would have to contact. That's why we provide you with all the information on the attorney. Any questions? So that's what I wanted to show you today, what's in the overview of the property. When I do my search, I get my results. All I have to do is click on the property to go to the overview and see all the information on my properties. If you have professional dialer in the follow-up, you are also able to access the overview of the properties. Let's go to my follow-up here in my follow-up, and here I have the properties that I have in a follow-up. If I click on any of these, I will get this little window where I can go to the contact information and I can go to the overview of the property. This overview is just the same as the overview from results, with the only difference that here from the follow-up, the overview from the follow-up, I will have access to the follow history of the property. Remember that the follow history is where the system saves everything that you have done with the property. So that's what I wanted to show you today, and give us a call if you want to schedule a coaching, open a chat, and have a great weekend, everyone.